Hey, what is up, Christian Theology family? So we have Piers Morgan. Obviously Tatum's on Piers Morgan. We're gonna react to some of his clips on there, and we're just gonna break it down. Guys, kindly support me by hitting the subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. I'm just a regular guy, allowing God to use me to spread the word of God. That's it. Let's get straight to it.
In perhaps re-establishing some basic biological facts in the gender wars. And of course, obviously, also going further and banning puberty blockers, which America has yet to do. So let me ask you, first of all, James, the NHS is to declare sex a biological reality as part of its new constitution. The guidance will mean that trans men should not be housed on single-sex male wards. Transgender people whose gender identity differs from their biological sex may be provided single rooms where appropriate. Patients will have the right to request a person of the same biological sex delivers any intimate care. Phrases like chest feeding will be banned, and so on. All with the backdrop of Daniel Radcliffe saying that J.K. Rowling, who's been campaigning for all this, is disgusting and awful, and he wishes, presumably, he'd never taken her grubby millions. Where do you sit with this? To me, this is not only a victory for common sense, but it's also going to help trans people in the long run. Because a lot of these debates, I think, have been very damaging to the transgender attempt to get to proper fairness and equality, because it has made transgender people the subject of mockery, and I think that's been very damaging. So that's where I sit with this. Where do you sit?
I think that's a confusing take, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure I understand that. I probably need you to unpack it another time. I think it's bullshit. I mean, you know how difficult it was for your mum to get a bed in
Man, this man
hospital.
already
I told that
cursing.
story recently, and it was
Already.
devastating. And they're now saying they're going to separate people. They're going to check what's going on underneath their clothing. Like, this is just insane. They don't have enough resources as it is. It's a completely under-resourced institution, and the people that work for it are amazing, but they need more support, as do trans people. And to vilify trans people is just disgusting.
You've literally said nothing there. That was
Thanks,
a giant
Esther.
nothing burger.
Thank you.
And then
Really
they
was.
said where
Nothing
resources
burger,
were
bro.
appropriate, which means if the resources are there, then they can have their own rooms. At the end of the day, there is no reason
Shout out to
for,
James
for,
for that.
was it a trans woman to be on a maternity ward. And I hate to break it to you, but you're not a woman. You have no idea how it feels to have your legs open, being in that intimate environment, trying to give birth. There is no space for someone who identifies as something else other than their gender to be.
Why would a trans woman be giving birth on a maternity ward?
You tell me.
No,
Because
I mean,
apparently they can do
exactly.
that.
That's a crazy thing to
Apparently they
ask.
can do that.
That's a crazy thing
Here's
to
the
suggest.
reality.
Let me bring in
here's the
Blair.
reality. We're coming to a point, and speaking as a trans woman on the panel here, we're getting to a point in society where we have to
Well, that's a man. Yeah, before the video, I was like, yeah, that's got to be a man, bro. That's crazy. Yo, that's a man, bro. Yo, that's a man. This probably gonna be the thumbnail. I'm like this. I'm shocked, bro. Like that. That's a man, y'all. That's a man. Yo, that's a man. That's a man. Yeah, I can see my live reaction. I'm like, whoa, that's a freaky man. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Whew. Lord have mercy. That's all I can say.
start to cope with the fact that there have been a lot of excesses with the trans movement. It's done a lot of things incorrectly. It has put people off. It's hurt women. It's hurt children. And I think recalibrating is the only way to get to a point where things are actually, we don't have to worry about women in prisons and in hospital situations. These are things that we've solved long ago. And for whatever reason, it's bubbling back up because of politics. But at the end of the day, when it comes to prison specifically, biological men should not be in women's prisons. We have enough incidents here in the U.S. of women getting pregnant, getting raped, because at the end of the day, in a lot of states in the U.S., you don't even have to have reassignment surgery to be in a women's prison. It's just on your say so.
Well,
And
Blair,
I think
in
I
Scotland.
think Piers is absolutely correct when he says that not only does this damage women and children, it's also come and it's rebounded and it's damaged trans people. And it's
Yes.
made people look at the community like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah, and on that point about the prisons, I mean, the Scottish National Party, which is the ruling party in Scotland, the leader's just resigned, closely following on the heels of the previous leader. And it all goes back, actually, to when the previous leader, Nicola Sturgeon, insisted on putting a male rapist into a female prison. And at that point, most
Insane.
Scottish people rose up and went, this is completely insane. Why would you put somebody who's in a male prison, having committed crimes of rape as a biological male, into a women's prison where he can attack other women? I mean, it was
Because the fear-
mind-bogglingly insane.
It is
'Cause
insane.
they probably
and it's
think
because
he's
the
gay,
fear of
that
being
he's
called
not gonna-
transphobic. Even the state fears it, which is really scary.
Well,
and at the
that's
end
not
of the
true
day,
here.
it's like,
But
yeah,
actually, let me
and
ask James. Blair, just hang on one sec. James, you literally you come in, week out, and you talk for trans people, and you tell them how they should all be thinking about this.
No, that's
you've
not
literally, well, hang on, you've just literally heard a trans woman identifying as a trans woman explain to you why you're wrong. Are you going to now tell her, as a gay man, are you now going to tell her how she should be feeling?
I just wanted to pick up on the point you said where, people in politics are afraid to be transphobic. That is absolutely not the case in this country, where our Prime Minister will happily make transphobic jokes and get away with it.
Well, it's shifting now. It's shifting now, but we're leaving an era where it was absolutely, a thing that was happening where you couldn't speak against the movement. You couldn't be seen as on the wrong side of history. Now it's shifting because people are becoming aware of these excesses that we're talking about.
But is that okay
and there's this
for
weird
a Prime
cognitive
Minister to
dissonance.
make those kind of jokes? Is that okay?
There is no room.
I don't
and there
really
should
care
be
about jokes. I don't
there
really care
should be
about
no
jokes. And the idea
room.
that jokes...
I'm sorry.
And by the way, just to be clear, the joke the Prime Minister made was in reference to the fact that the Labour leader is incapable of saying what a woman is, right? And believes that 99% of women don't have a penis. Okay, let's not get into the graphic.
And if we want to get very literal and slightly personal, that sort of thing affects me exactly 0%. But men, trans women, and biological males being in women's prisons is actually going on a realistic level going to affect me more because it makes me look like one of these people. So if I had to choose between which one I want to stop happening, I really don't care about jokes. And because I'm a normal person, I care more about women's safety.
And again, I come to you, James. I will come to you, Officer Tatum. Are you waiting?
Are you really a normal person if you were born a man and now you want to identify as a woman? Man, these people crazy, y'all. Yeah, these people crazy. Man, I'm not even trying to offend nobody, but these people crazy. You are a man looking like a woman with that lace front thing in your head.
Thinking very patiently, but James, again, week in, week out, you are enraged by all this. You think it's terrible that trans people should be able to do all these things. They should be able to compete against biological women at sport.
I muted it. My fault, y'all.
Woman to be on a maternity ward, and I hate
of politics, but at the end of the day, when it comes to prisons specifically, biological men should not be in women's prisons. We have enough incidents here in the U.S. of women getting pregnant, getting raped, because at
that point, most Scottish people rose up and went, "This is completely insane."
Yeah, I think that's it for this segment, though, yo. But that's crazy, y'all. They allow trans people in prisons. Man, I'm telling you, bro. Already, I don't think you really want to be in jail if you're a regular person anyway. So please, y'all try your best. Don't commit crimes, because y'all get caught. Y'all going to jail, bro. Y'all going to jail. Man, y'all going to jail, bro. Y'all not even going to prison for Jesus. Y'all going there for crimes in America. When you gonna make it without doing crime? Man, yeah, see you on the next one. See y'all on the next one, man. Make sure you hit this up for me.